What's good, YouTube? It's your boy King Tone coming at you with another episode of Hood Tales. Shout out to my boy for putting me on. Make sure you hit that like, that subscribe, and comment down in the comment section. So today's episode is going to be about the river brawl. This took place in Arizona at a river called Salt River. If y'all look it up, you can see what it is. It's a big river. It goes all the way around in the Salt River area. So anyways, the way this story starts is 2 bottles of tequila, a bottle of Fireball, and about 230 packs of beer before we even got onto the river. So it was me, some of my homies and their girls, and we all tied our tubes together and we're floating down this river. And it's pretty much what happens. Everybody gets drunk and it's like a big party on the river. And we're going down this river and we're probably about halfway through. So we're lit as fuck. We're drunk. Everybody's fucked up. We bump into this other party that were hooked up to tubes too, as well as us. And my homeboy Bones, his girl at the time, kicked their tube. Well, they didn't like it. They started running their mouth or whatever. Now, remind you, we're drunk. We've been drunk before we even got into the river. So everybody's fired up. Everybody wants to fight. Everybody's rowdy, especially your boy, King Tone. Jeezy is on 100 right now. So the guy gets off his tube and he's sitting about, I'm going to say he's about 6'2", maybe about 200 pounds, 220 pounds. He's a big boy. But my boy Bones is 6'6" and about 275 to 300 pounds. He gets off his boat and dude looks up at him like, oh, I just made a big mistake. So what happens is Bones just starts slapping him up, like just beating the shit out of him. All his homies jump off the tube. The party comes over and tries to jump my homeboy Bones. I get off my tube. I start smacking people around. I had a couple other homies. They jumped off. So we're just fighting right in the middle of the Salt River. And we're about waist deep in the water. And we're throwing hands right there. At one point, I hit the guy that I was fighting. He went floating down the river. I didn't know he didn't know how to swim. So I saved him. After I knocked him out, I saved him. It was a funny story. He started floating down the river. Got him off the shore, went back in there, continued fighting somebody else. My homeboy Nate, he was like, yo, G, help me. And I looked over at him and I'm like, nah, dog, I'm putting in this work. So I was beating the shit out of somebody. Well, at that point is when I noticed that some girl, she came up and she hit me with a beer. She hit me like 3 times with a can of beer right in my head. Bomb, bomb, bomb. I started noticing blood was coming down my head. So I turned around and I'm like, fuck this. Bang! I hit her with the overhand, knocked her ass out. She went floating down the river. Had to go and save her, took her out of the river. Well, everybody started going their separate ways. Now the fight's starting to get out of hand. We're starting to get the upper hand on them. So they're starting to leave. You know what I mean? They're screaming at us, saying, fuck you, this and that. So we get on our tubes and we're ready to go. Well, my homeboy starts yelling at his girl, the one that started the fight. And he's like, you fucking bitch. What the fuck are you doing all this shit for? Now you got us all in a fight and this and that. You know I'm on parole. So she cuts the tube. She cuts his tube and my tube because I'm tied to his tube. She cuts us right off and our tubes went floating down the Salt River. So me and Bones, we fucking had to go over to the other side of the fucking river on the bank and we had to go. Now the police are looking for us because people are reporting that we got into a big old river brawl. So me and Bones, we running in the desert, just straight free running in the desert, trying to find our way. And we don't know where the fuck we're running to, but we're running because you know the cops are after us. Long story short, they ended up catching up with me and Bones. They arrested us. They detained us. They let us out about 2 hours later. Me and Bones both had to go to court. And it was funny because the girl that I hit, I knocked her tooth out. And I mean, when I say I knocked her tooth out, man, it shot right out of her fucking mouth like a piece of corn and went flying right into the river. So when she showed up to court, she didn't have no tooth, and I ended up having to pay dental bill, and they ended up putting me on probation for a year. It was just disorderly conduct because we were both fighting, so they just called it a wash. I hope you like it. Make sure you hit that like, that subscribe. And show support to Mimi Vlogs. Thank you for the support. Peace.